So can we talk about all the things I hate now?
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about something else? I'm not trying to be negative or a hater, but I just want to just sound off about a few things that I just fucking hate.
Do you think that's good for you?
Yes, it's good for me.
It's not, Paul.
It is.
It's not. It's absolutely not. All you're doing is each time you repeat them is that you're making the impression in your head even deeper.
Good, because
No, you've got to forget them. And
No,
forget,
you have to have something to push against, Guy, in this life. The line that is you becomes much starker when you have an opinion about something. And if you start blurring that line between you and reality, your identity and your consciousness just gets melded in with that. And that's going to happen soon enough, my friend. So while you're alive, enjoy hating things as much as loving them, because they are the same. They're different sides of the same coin.
They're not. They're a totally different coin. You go round life looking for. You go round looking for things to hate in order to assert your identity.
Let me just.
Is that the argument?
No, it's not the argument.
Well, one can say is you should try changing your identity.
No, that's not it. It's just that it's part of having what you call an ego or a consciousness, is that you have to have if you don't have opinions about things, if you don't feel strongly about things, then
if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
All right, then.
Have you never heard
say
that
something
phrase?
nice about this?
About what?
This. People undertaking and driving up your arse on the motorway. Say something nice about that.
It's a fantastic opportunity to... No, it's a fantastic opportunity.
Look at your face.
Can I just...
Look at your face.
Stop interrupting me. It's a fantastic opportunity to be cool. To go, you know, it's so easy to be provoked and to be set and to be pulled away from my... You know, from
What are you talking
about? It's so easy to be provoked. It's so easy to be distracted from something good.
And what about the accident they cause? When kids, women, and
shall I tell you how they cause an accident? Because
young men being killed.
You lean out the passenger window, unwind it, and shake your fist at it. And while you're doing that, your right hand is
what are you talking about
on the steering wheel.
I've never done that. I don't do that.
And the car is veering all over the lane.
So now you're turning that into a problem that I created.
What you do is, if someone does something silly, you just smile, you slow down, you ignore it. You don't react to it. You're so much more likely...
But you think it's okay...
You're so much more likely
You think it's okay. Discourteous driving...
It's a great opportunity.
Discourteous driving is all right by you.
It's such a good opportunity.
It's all right by you.
That's how I see it. Of course I do. Because it's...
You like it. You think people should drive discourteously.
Because I don't want to live in a fascist state where we punish people for a tiny driving offence.
I do. I think they should be punished. It's not a tiny driving offence. It's systematic... and horrible driving, which speaks...
It's a horrible world. Why not just put cameras up everywhere, then?
No, well, there are cameras everywhere, Guy.
Right, well, not yes.
There are fucking cameras everywhere. What are you talking about?
I just think it's absolutely fine that people do things that are wrong.
Say something nice about this. Say something nice about this.
Forgive them. And
say something nice about coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee served at a temperature as if it's just come from the core of a nuclear reactor.
Oh, well, what's the problem with that?
So you get...
I'll tell you what you can do then. The coffee arrives. Now, I don't know what kind of coffee...
It doesn't arrive. You're standing there.
Is this like an espresso, or is it in a...
In my case, let's say it's a flat white.
OK, a flat white, all right. And it comes...
And it's nuclear hot.
Just you ask me the question,
boiling.
Shut up, and you think, great, I've got a bit of time just to sit down.
You don't have time. But also,
well, that's what it's saying.
The coffee tastes totally different when it's cooled down. It burned the milk. It's served at 130 degrees.
Listen. It's a great opportunity to slow down and to say, no, I've got a few minutes while I wait for the coffee to cool down.
What a load of bollocks.
And instead of rushing around and
being... It's not about that. It's about the flavour of the coffee. It's about the know-how. You're paying £2.75 for this cup of coffee. £2.75 for a cup of coffee.
Is it?
Yes. And they serve it to you at nuclear temperature, and you think that's okay?
Yeah, it's definitely okay.
It's not okay.
It comes a bit hot. I go, it's nice. I'm going to enjoy this in a few minutes.
It is not okay.
Well, how about if it comes cold?
I'd prefer it cold.
Oh, okay.
Anybody who knows about coffee, Guy, would prefer it cold than nuclear hot. All right. So what about this thing, Guy? Service stations.
Well, they're not nearly as bad here as they are in France.
Service stations. Why is everything double price in a service station, including the petrol?
Is this just a rant about money?
No.
Because you brought it up with the cost of the coffee.
No, it's not a rant about money.
Well, I think that the service station...
These are connected, obviously, because the last time I was served a nuclear coffee was in a service station.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had to pay £2.75 for the privilege. And,
The service station...
And then the staff were rude to me when I asked them
The service station is just a mirror to how crap we are. And sometimes I feel crap, and I want to just have a ginster bender. You know what I mean? A ginster bender and then some wine bums, and, you know... That's about it, really, and then slob back out through the car park.
I don't mind that, but why do we have to pay £1?
Well, because that's what they charge for it.
Yeah, but they're on the motorway.
That's what they
Delivering to a service station has got to be really easy.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what they can
Where's
charge
the
for it.
logic?
Well, the logic is that they're trying to make as much money as possible, and you'll stop and buy the stuff. And it's just that it makes perfect.
I want it to be like in Mexico, where you have people at the side of the road selling things.
Well, me too. I wouldn't mind that at all.
In service stations, I think there should be loads of people with stalls.
Unfortunately, our economy has just been hijacked by these large corporations, or by these rules and regs, and by compliance.
So you hate it then? Tell me you hate it.
I don't like that.
Tell me you hate it.
I don't hate it.
You hate it.
I have a lot of patience.
Guy, you hate it. Tell me you hate it.
No, I tell you what I do hate. I do hate a lot of building regs, though. I do hate a lot of building regs.
Which ones?
I hate the ventaxia in every bathroom, whether or not there's a window.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That horrible noise. And what does it even do?
It doesn't do anything.
What does it even do?
It does nothing.
It's ridiculous. Pathetic.
And even when there's a window right next to it, which you can open. Yeah. And also, I hate the way that...
And all that black fluff, which is basically bum
caught
fluff.
on the little rails, caught on the little
Yeah,
rails.
bum fluff with poo on it.
Yeah.
It's caught on the rails, and you have to look at that.
Yeah. I tell you something else, Paul, which I didn't know, which is there's another reg, which is a window in a bathroom has to be clouded, has to be frosted.
What?
Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely, to me,
How pathetic.
that is
Prurient.
that is against human rights. Why? You know, it's to do with the fact that they want to make sure that they can build very close to a house, and if the only window is a frosted window, then it's much easier to get planning because you're not taking someone's view. I think it's to do with that.
What, taking someone's view or showing them your nuts or your boobies?
No, it was when you put one house next to another, you have to take into account whether or not you're removing the view from one house or another house, the view out
What
the
difference is
window.
making a frosted window, mate?
Because you haven't got the view out of that window. I'm talking about the people inside the frosted window can't complain about the house coming close to them because they can say, you can't see us anyway.
Or what if there's another window on that side that hasn't got...
If there's another window, then obviously all bets are off. But often those little loo windows are actually, there's only one of them on the elevation. Not often. It does happen. I have seen it.
What about those regulations in those new buildings?
But otherwise, why? Why do we have to have a frosted window? Why? You know, why is this presupposition that there are kind of people, perverts lurking everywhere who have to be guarded against? It's so alienating and so cold and chilly.
Do you know what else it is? It's prudish and prurient and horribly, like, it's assuming that everybody is dirty in some way.
Absolutely.
And that, you know, these things, everything has to be hidden away. It's just horrible. It's that whole English thing. What about that? Why?
I don't hate it.
Plastic. What about plastic? Tell me you love plastic, guy. You
just
love that, don't you?
Because
plastic packaging.
Because it's a manifestation, indication of our folly and of our crazy silliness as human beings.
It's destroying the fucking world.
Absolutely.
So how can you not hate that?
On one hand,
tell me you hate plastic.
Well, the thing is that to hate plastic
Just say
would be
it.
to hate all the people who
Just
make
say
it
I
and
hate
use it, and I can't
plastic.
do that. No.
Say I hate plastic.
No, I regret
Say I hate plastic.
I don't, because I don't hate the people who are making it in the
Yes, you do.
factory. Or we bought loads of plastic. We just been out down the farm shop
What did we
buying
buy?
plastic.
What was plastic?
What about that fudge that you said? Oh,
This is glass.
no, the fudge. You said, oh, this is nice. It's nice. You said, I remember you saying, oh, this is good value. It's only 99p. You're basically My son, you realise.
Yes, well, they got me there because of they reduced the price of it.
That was plastic.
It was only a little plastic bag, though.
That was plastic. Exactly, but it was plastic. The smaller the
Well,
worse.
I will burn that bag.
The smaller the worse.
I will burn it.
But you can't hate the poor person who bought it, that's you, or the poor person who made it, whoever that is, somewhere in Mexico. It's more about our wonderful ability to both absolutely adore this world and to totally trash it. Same people, same time.
I hate it.
Going on absolutely at the same time.
All right, then. What
I
about...
think to open it up, to admit it, to celebrate it, is much better than just to go to try and block it out like you do with
UPVC windows.
I'm not keen on them myself.
UPVC windows.
I'm not keen on them myself.
Tell me you hate them.
I don't hate them.
You hate them.
I don't hate
All right,
them.
then, Guy,
But I did get angry
can I
once
put them in all your house?
I got angry when a builder put them in, well, without telling me.
Did you? You got angry?
I did angry. And then I sat him down and I said, do you realise that you are putting in something that's not going to last at all long, that is bad to use, it doesn't breathe, it's very hard to maintain, and
looks shit.
You have taken some money from the supplier off them, and I paid the whole bill.
And they look
you've
shit.
got a bit of a kickback from it, and they're ugly. And they have no... and I went through this whole thing about a really well-made sash window. I said, you go and see it 60 years later, if it's been maintained, it has gained in beauty. It has got more beautiful with age because it's a lovely piece of woodwork. Whereas, go and see no one's seen a PVC. Hold on, no one's seen a UVPC, whatever they're called, windows instead of 60 years old. But I
They look shit enough now.
They will look not very good.
I've seen ones that look like they were 60 years old. So, Guy, can you just say that then? I hate UPVC windows.
No,
just say that.
I don't.
Just say it.
I don't hate.
Just say it. Say the fucking words. All right, then here's one for you. Football.
You can't hate that.
I fucking hate football. It's shit.
Well, why?
It's annoying. It's boring. It's omnipresent. It gets rammed down everybody's throat. It's, as far as I can see, it's a system which it has been invented to give men something to talk about when they meet, so they don't feel uncomfortable with each other. That's about the long and the short of it, because there's nothing interesting.
I often talk about football.
There's nothing
I
interesting
often talk about football.
Well, why?
What, do you think it's because I can't think of anything interesting to say?
Because you've worried that you've got nothing in common with the other person, so you start up a football conversation.
What,
because it's the line of look at your eyes. It's the line of least resistance. Look at you, bang to rights.
Well, you know me. I'm not one to go for least resistance.
I don't really hate football. I just find it so boring.
Yeah, I think maybe if you gave it a little bit of attention and work, you'd
I'm
find
55 years old, Guy.
There's plenty of time.
I've spent a lot of time trying to like football.
Have you tried?
At least.
Hold on. How did you try? Explain.
I watched a game or two, and one game I watched.
Have you ever been to a live match?
No.
You've never been with 70,000 people all singing together?
No, funnily enough.
And all reacting to the same thing?
What, you mean a bit like the Nuremberg rallies?
Yes, but actually nothing to do with killing Jews, just kicking a bit of a football.
Yeah, well, you know what I
laugh.
mean? It's a little bit too close for comfort for me. This mass hysteria.
I can bring Nazis into...
Well, because it's an obvious fucking parallel. You've got
not.
70,000 people all shouting the same thing. And what are they shouting?
It's a wonderful enterprise.
What are they shouting? Who's the gollywog or something?
You'll never
or something
walk alone.
horrible.
You'll never walk alone.
No, they're singing something. They're shouting
You'll
something.
never
They're shouting something
walk-
horrible about whatever they call the striker because he's black.
Well, I hold on.
They're throwing bananas at the pitch. That's what I saw once on the telly.
Yes, but
throwing bananas.
I quite agree, but that is absolutely stopped in Britain.
Has it now?
It has really stopped. It absolutely does not happen. They have rooted it out very effectively. And in fact, it's one of the really lovely things about football, the way they took on something which I have to say, I agree with you. I thought, one, it's reprehensible, but two, how are they ever going to stop this? There's 70,000 people. They're all singing. They're doing these horrible things, throwing bananas. But they bloody did it. They did it with cameras, actually. And
throwing
with,
darts
and with
as well. They threw darts.
They did it with cameras and with stewards.
Beating people up on trains.
And they go through, and they go
urinating.
Back. Yeah, but that's like Leeds.
What about that woman
Did you know that
dancing on top of a fucking ambulance during the World Cup?
Yeah.
Smashing the windscreen in. People behaving like yobbos on the street.
Was it the doctor?
This is this game. And what about this David Beckham person that you were talking about today and his horrible activities, getting off with driving at the speed of whatever speed he wants in built-up areas with children around just because he kicks a fucking inflated pig's bladder around a field while some other morons shout at him? I'm sorry, it ought to be banned. It must be banned now. Ban it. It's shit. I hate it.
Paul.
Ban it.
I love the way you call him David Beckham.
What's his name?
Beckham.
Beckham, whatever.
But you think Beckham does sound like a slightly more expensive part of London than Beckenham.
No.
In fact, I think there is a place called Beckenham.
No.
Beckenham sounds like
Beckham
really...
sounds more pricey to me.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
Fuck him anyway, and the horse he rode in on. And, you know, I just think it's horrible. And what, have you seen the houses they buy when they get money as well, these footballers?
Oh, well, Paul, hold on. This is just horrible, jealous.
No, it's not jealous. I just don't like them. They're ugly with UPVC windows in them.
Well, unlike pop stars.
And swimming pools in the back garden.
Have you ever seen any pop stars' houses?
Yeah.
What were they like?
Joe Strummer's house was pretty modest, actually.
Yeah, he's not a pop star, Joe Strummer.
He was a pop star.
He's not a conventional
Rock the Casbah, sorry.
No, he's not a conventional... What about...
Whatever.
Have you ever seen...
What, are you moving the goal? Are you moving the goalposts now?
Rod Stewart's house, that...
Look, I used a football euphemism. Yeah, Rod Stewart, he's another one. Footballer, mad on football, plays football on stage. So, you know, Rod Stewart's house is ugly. Kel Surprise. Next question. Fuck you. Fucking football, bollocks. Next one. Right, what about this? Paninis.
Oh, my God, you see the panini. I know a panini from an Italian restaurant.
Paninis. No, I'm talking about English paninis.
Listen.
Paninis.
What panini means to me.
No, I can do you a
Just
panini.
listen to me.
Have you got any sandwiches? Well, I can do you a panini. What the fuck is a panini? It's horrible.
I remember travelling through Italy on trains.
Why are you talking in a monotone?
Just listen to me, because you won't listen. In the 1970s and 80s, where trains were so cheap in Italy, and it was such a beautiful way to travel. They didn't go...
Yeah, I agree.
And when you got to the station, it was always lovely and busy, the Italian stations, and you could lean out the window and the man would have the trolley on the platform and he'd give you a panini of lovely Italian bread with some nice...
But this is like a legend, a panini of legend.
No, well,
This is like
that
an
was all I
historic
knew of
panini.
panini was that those sandwiches served on the Italian train stations.
We're not talking about some fantasy panini from the 1980s in an Italian station.
It's you who are trying to debase it with...
No, these paninis that they bring now, and they bring them out. And what are they even made of?
They're not very good.
That you hate them, don't you?
I'm just waiting for you to say, and they cost £3.72.
Well, it depends if you buy them in a service station.
Here we go.
No. See, there's a link between all this shit that we're being forced to...
Yeah, I know. I don't mind, you know... I think that we're talking... what you're really talking about there is the homogenisation of food and the total lack of any... in fact, this is really what the point of the service station, the problem with the service station is the homogenisation of food, not just across Britain but across Europe, so that there is no regional variation.
No. Which brings me to...
Hold on, there is one service station which I know you'll know about, Gloucester.
Oh.
Right, where they've tried to have some regional variation.
People go there to hang out, you know that, don't you?
I'm disappointed by it, though.
It's shit.
Yeah. Why do you think it's shit?
Because it's overpriced.
I don't hate it, by the way.
It's overpriced. And it's fake. It's fake.
I know.
It's a pretend version.
At least the other ones aren't pretending that they're not fake. They are all cheap, generic.
But having said that, it's so much better than a normal service station because at least there's something there you can fucking eat. At least there's something.
Oh, God, there's almost nothing in a normal service station that I can't eat. I could eat all of it. It's lovely trash food. Ginsters, as you know.
Guy.
Yeah.
The denatured state of renovated public houses.
Yeah. They're sort of battleship grey and the kind of italic...
Farrow ball.
That they have on it with the menu and all that.
And when they write meaningless phrases on the windows or on the walls.
Yeah.
Eat and enjoy or some shit like that in curly lettering.
It is depressing, but it's you can't hate it.
I hate it.
Because
I can hate it,
I can
and I
only-
hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I could only hate something, Paul, that I really felt wasn't gonna change, that I was stuck with.
We're stuck with it.
That's just a fad, for Christ's
No, it's
sake.
not.
We'll go back to...
Do you know who I blame? Do you know who I blame for this?
Me?
No.
Oh, that's amazing.
I blame them for quite a few of the things on this list. Do you know who they are?
Hold on, don't say... am I... Richard Branson?
No.
Who?
The cleanies.
Right.
The cleanies guy.
Right.
They want to clean everything up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tidy everything up.
I have
Paint
heard
everything.
you use that phrase before.
The cleanies.
And I do...
You've heard me say that.
No, I do have some sympathy for it. I mean, I have some time for it, because what they're really trying to do, Paul, is make it easier to make money out of. That is what is underneath the cleaning. It isn't an aesthetic thing, it's an economic. They're trying to...
People fall for it, and they think that that's how they have to live their lives, as cleanies.
Hence packaging for it.
I'm not going to go
We
on
don't
about...
want it too grimy, though. I have some friends, as I'm sure you do too, who are quite bohemian. I don't know if that's the phrase should use, but I think we know what we mean. They're quite well off, but they're not cleanies. They live quite a scuzzy way.
They're grubbers.
But I did go see one called Willie, lovely man, Willie Fielding,
You can't keep mentioning names.
who had gaffer tape under the water in his loo to cover up a crack in the porcelain.
He gaffer taped his bog
Gaffer
up.
tape, yeah.
That's
And I
slag.
did think that, and it, he's
I
all
like
over,
that.
and God's sake, it's absolutely fine. And he, when I complained, he made me feel like a cleanie, like a bourgeois cleanie.
Yeah, when you were a cleanie.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I've got one.
Guy, you have got a bit of clean. You've got some cleany tendencies that worry me. They need me to be stomped out.
Are you serious?
The odd one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm quite.
It's
uptight.
not good. I'd rather you were a grubber than a cleanie.
I'm quite uptight now. I am quite uptight.
Yeah, but don't do it, you know.
Why?
Because
Don't
look
be
where it's
yourself.
leading us.
Paul, be yourself.
It's like paving over your patio. It's horrible.
It's not.
Paving over your garden because you don't have to. Then you don't have to do the gardening. It's horrible. What about drones?
I can't see anything wrong with them.
Are you fucking joking?
I thought you'd
Have you ever had one on your case?
It's only because you haven't had one.
Have you ever had a
one?
drone on your
I
case?
need a drone on my case.
Well, they come over and start buzzing you.
I may have, yeah.
Right. Just remember this conversation. Just remember this conversation, because in a year or two, you are going to be saying to me, "You were so right about this fucking drones."
Why?
Because they're going to be coming in your door through your fucking keyhole and filming you. They're going to be coming up, down your chimney or wherever, up your kazoo.
Take a shotgun to them.
Because they're getting smaller and smaller, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper, and more idiots are learning how to fly them, and they can record in high resolution, and they're going to be fucking everywhere.
Just take a shotgun to them.
Yeah, but you can't shoot things down with a shotgun because then they'll lock you up.
Really?
It's how the cleanies are going to get you. It's how the cleanies are going to identify you as a threat to cleanydom. And
Right. Okay. So we're going on that Chinese thing where each citizen has to mark out of 5.
yeah, that's
other-
right.
other
Social
citizens.
credit guy.
Social credit. But we know how we deal with that, Paul. Only you would
We're
get
fucked
worried about it. You laugh at it.
Privacy's over, guy. It's fucking over.
It may be for you. It's not for me.
All right then. What about adverts with children or animals in them?
What you actually hate?
I hate them. I hate them.
Really?
Compare the fucking meerkat and that when they had the chimps in the tea advert and cute children talking in adult voices. Stamp it out. Destroy it. Stamp it out.
So just describe your kind of ideal. Just give me a few sentences about the world according to Paul. How would they be? What would adverts look like in your world?
There would be no adverts.
Okay.
They're not necessary.
All right. So
When was the last time you bought something because of an advert? If you've got a brain, you don't need adverts. You just need information.
yeah, but they aren't aimed at people with brains. They're aimed
Well, exactly, and that's why I hate them.
Okay, so
am I wrong to think-
so you would ban all advertising, would you?
Yes, I would.
What about sponsorship?
I fucking ban it.
Okay,
If it involved advertising,
all right.
If it didn't involve advertising, fair enough. Sponsor who you like.
Right. That's a fairly radical programme.
Yes. Radical change is required if we are to survive as a race.
Are you a member of the Labour Party? They're a bit too right-wing for you, aren't they? Hey, have you ever been to a political meeting at a local level?
Yes.
Where?
It was a long time ago.
Would
When
you-
I was involved in
would
the
you
anti-apartheid demonstrations and the miners' strike fundraisers in the 80s.
Right. The kind of thing that blocked up traffic on the West End
Yes.
when I was on the way to lunch.
That's right, yeah. We did all that.
Very annoying.
We did that.
Very annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bourgeois.
I could see you at a local parliament,
Getting
at
thrown out.
a constituency Labour Party meeting. That would be quite funny.
I'd get thrown out.
No, you wouldn't get throw anyone out if you're a member.
Fucking throw you out. They've thrown all those people out who they didn't like, haven't they? Who were too right-wing, supposedly. I'm not left-wing anyway. I don't give a fuck about left or right-wing. It's nonsense. It's so fucking out of date.
Well,
Who cares
certainly
about
Brexit
that?
has shown it to be ridiculous.
It's totally idiotic. Like leaf blowers guy.
Well, we don't like leaf blowers, we know that.
A lot of it comes from the cleanies again. Because the cleanies won't accept anything that isn't exactly at the right sell-by date, or is not totally tidied up, or totally cleaned, or has not been painted the right shade of.
Yeah,
of
well, sell-by
boring.
dates were a really good case in point. Why have we deprived our children and our citizens of the ability to look at a bit of food and to decide for themselves whether or not
Exactly.
they want it, buy it and eat it? It's quite a good skill to have. It's not that complicated. And it annoys me that they allow some cretin in a suit
Yes, now you're talking, guy.
to tell them what they can and
Come
they
on,
cannot
Guy.
cook.
Yes.
But I don't really feel.
cretin
I
in
don't
a
feel
suit.
hatred about it. I feel much more. I feel pain.
Yeah, it's hatred.
I feel pain. No, it's not hatred. It's pain and sadness.
Yeah, do you know what you get when you mix pain and sadness together? Hatred.
Resignation in my
Hatred.
case.
That's where hatred comes from. Pain and sadness.
No, hatred comes from.
Hate is a-
Hatred comes from.
Nothing wrong with a bit of
Can I
hate.
tell you where
guy.
hatred comes from? Hatred comes from your father dying when you're 11 and not really ever coming to terms with it.
My father didn't die when I was 11.
How old was it?
I was 16.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I knew that. Well, your father died when 16, and a sense of injustice carved so deeply into your soul on that day, and maybe in some of the period leading up to it, that you, at that point, you signed off any negotiating with reality.
With the cleanies.
Well,
Yes, I did.
With the
And
rest
I'm
of-
proud of that day.
Yeah. In
I'm
fact,
proud of that.
Although I didn't remember when I said it, I do now remember on one of the pods we were talking about your father's dying, and you did say I went for a year and just got stoned and
Hammered, yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, and I think that that's where your hatred comes from.
No, my hatred of these things is legitimate, as you can see by the justification that I give. It's completely rational. Why would you accept any of these things if you're a thinking, sentient person who understands what's going on around them? Why would you accept any of these things?
Well, you accept
Except
it
maybe
because
football.
not to accept it is a sign of insanity. You accept it and you say it's part of us. I am part of it. I have helped. I have played my little part in creating
What,
it.
you
I do.
PVC windows and drones?
Yes. Well,
No.
how else are they here if I haven't helped it? I don't approve of you, but you've... In fact, I'm one of the few people who actually always buys wooden windows, except when I'm conned by the builder.
I took showers off the list, by the way. You should know that. I have mellowed.
Electric showers.
Any
with,
kind of
with
shower.
the little needles. Oh, any kind of shower. That's just ridiculous.
Showers are shit, guy. Everybody knows it.
No, they're not. I love
They're
showers.
shit.
I love showers.
Compared with a bath, the
No,
shower is
I
shit.
never bath.
Why not?
Because the water's caustic to my skin.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you have to have a shower.
I want to have a shower.
Well, that's for medical reasons.
Also,
that's
I
different.
don't want to sit
I
and lie in my warm poo and pube water.
Yeah, I do.
And just all
And
you're doing
wallow
is
in it.
taking all your grime off you, off your armpits and your buttock cheeks and between your legs. And then reapplying it evenly over your
all
whole
over your body.
body.
That's what baths are for. That's
Well,
why they're
that's-
lovely.
That's why you. Well,
That's why you have to
explains
put oils and everything in it to make it smell nice. Ooh, nice.
It's horrible.
Lovely.
It's horrible. Do you get to your butt?
All right then. What about this? politicians paying themselves a fortune and then claiming expenses on top when they've had 70% rise in the last 4 years and nobody else has had a pay rise, and they say we're all in it together, and they pay themselves all that money and then claim loads of expenses on top and even lie about it.
It's wonderful, and I'll tell you why.
Guy,
I'm not being
please,
perverse.
Don't even. How can you
Paul,
fucking say that?
Please.
Don't even.
I'm not going to take part of this conversation if you're not going to listen to me.
I am not going to get up now.
If you're not going to listen to me.
I want to throw something at you. What? How can you even think to say that? Are you just being provocative?
No, I'm not. I'm not being perverse either.
You are.
I'm not.
How is that good?
Because right next to me in Pilton lived David Heathcote Emery, who was just listen.
Lardy fucking dog.
You see,
Who the fuck is that? I don't even care who he
The
is.
reason you're angry is that you never listen to anyone, and you just live in your own tiny little
we've got a new
fuzzy
theory.
bubble.
We've got a new theory about my
Just
anger
listen
now.
and open up your mind.
10 minutes ago, it was my dad dying when I was 11.
I can't do
And now, it's because I live in a fighty bubble.
I cannot do this.
Sit down.
can't.
Sit down, guy.
Sorry. And I live next to this politician who was